So as many of you know, healthcare at this university for graduate workers is exorbitantly expensive. When I became a grad worker here and joined GEO in 2009, we had an amazing healthcare plan. I don't even think we had a deductible that year. If we did, it was fairly low. And almost everything was covered. My second year, the deductible went up. And then my third year, it went up again. And when it went up again in the summer, the university also announced a switch to a co-insurance system. They made this announcement on Memorial Day weekend with no warning. And what this co-insurance system does, this is what we currently have, is it replaces the traditional insurance coverage that's usually you have a deductible and then you pay co-pays that are set. You know what it's going to cost in advance. So co-insurance doesn't work like that. With co-insurance, the consumers, so us, the patients, are expected to pay a certain percentage of the total bill for certain procedures, appointments, diagnostics. And what it comes down to in our healthcare plan is that we can be held liable for up to $3,000 on top of our $250 deductible over the course of the whole year for healthcare, because we are charged 15% of any bill that is described as specialist care. The reality on the ground is that this impacts women and trans workers far more than just about anyone else on this campus. So our healthcare plan is expensive for anyone with a chronic disorder, for women, for trans workers, for people with healthcare or mental health problems. We only get a very small number of therapy sessions covered, which is a real issue. It's a very expensive plan for anyone who needs care beyond emergencies, mild emergencies, and very basic appointments. Particularly, OBGYN care on this campus is abysmal. We're charged specialty prices for procedures that are really very common, like colposcopies. Our insurance categorizes a colposcopy at UHS as a specialist procedure, and will charge you 15% of the whole bill. That's crazy. I'm someone with chronic health problems, and the thousands of dollars that have gone to UHS over the last several years really make me very angry because they came out of my bank account, and we don't make very much as workers over the course of the whole year. And you know, even in my case, I'm lucky in that I have a full-time assistantship. People who have half-time assistantships don't have as much resources as everybody, and there are an increasing number of half-time assistantships, and that's something else we want to talk about addressing. We work in a heavily exploitative university. It's just a fact. We're treated often as students when it's convenient for management and as workers when it's convenient for management. Changes to our workload and our health care over the last 5 years have been made unilaterally without bargaining. And that has to stop. And the bottom line for a lot of the changes we've proposed is that we don't want the university to be able to back us into a corner where we have to be on the defense all the time with regard to workload and health care and wages and anti-discrimination work. We want to be able to take initiative to make these situations better ourselves as a union. That's what unions are about. It's about collectively making our workplace better together for all of us. And so the bargaining team is really dedicated to changes that will benefit the widest possible range of workers. That's the foundation of our bargaining campaign this year. And it's the foundation of everything that GEO does. We want to do these things together. And we're not going to win any changes to the workload clause. We're not going to win any changes to healthcare if we're not doing this together. There are only like 17 people on the bargaining team, and there are 2,100 people, more than that probably, in this bargaining unit. And unless all 2,100 of us get together and demand a contract that reflects the importance of our work to this university, we're not going to win these things.